Hello everyone, welcome back to Coding with Sijaz. My name is Mohammad Sijaz. I'll be your tutor for today. This is the sixth video in the UFI series. If this is your first video in the series, you can click over here to get the playlist. Kindly watch all the videos from the starting so that you'll get an idea about what we are going to do today. In the last video, we learned about controller and its lifecycle methods. We also learned how to attach an event handler to a control and how to write additional methods in the controller. Today, we will be looking at models. We will be learning what are the different type of models available in UI5. Also, we will be learning how to bind the models and what are the different types of binding. In the last video, we learned about models. We learned that models are a part of the application which is used as a storage or to handle data. Today, we will look what are the different types of models available in UI5. So in UI5, we have four models: XML model, JSON model, OData model, and we have resource model. XML model is a model which is capable of storing data in XML format, whereas JSON model is a model which is capable of storing data in JSON format. Both of these models are called client models because it can only store data temporarily in the client side. By client side, I means it's only in the lifecycle of the application. When you talk about OData model is the only model which is capable of communicating with a server. A server here can be an OData service. So to know more about OData service, kindly log into odata.org. OData model can communicate with a backend service, also can provide data to a view. It can manipulate data and it can restore it back to the server. And lastly, we'll come to resource model. A resource model is a special model available in UI5 which is capable of storing text data. By text data, I mean different labels and messages which we use in the application. We will learn more about resource model later in another video. When you look at the models, you have to understand that there is a way of communicating with the view, and this is called binding. So a way of model communicating with the view and passing data between them is called binding. Let's see what are the different type of binding available in UI5. So in UI5, generally we have two models. One is one-way binding, another one is two-way binding. A one-way binding is a binding mechanism in which model give data to the view. Any changes in the model will be updated in the view, but not vice versa. So if you make any changes in the view, that will not be reflected back in the model. In case of two-way binding, it handles both ways. A model can update data to a view, and view can update back the model through controller. Let's look an example of both. So here we have the code from the last video. I have moved the last video code into a folder called controller and is available in the GitHub. The link to the GitHub, you can find it over here. So let's go ahead and delete the content of our web app folder. And let's freshly create a new index.html. So here I have created a simple HTML page with a meta character and a title which says UFI model and a body tag. Well, let's go ahead and serve this HTML file in the static server. And here we have a web app folder, and this is our HTML page. So let's do the bootstrapping. So for the bootstrapping, we need a script tag. So I'll write a script tag. I'll close the script tag. With the script tag in place, I need to add some attributes. So first thing being the ID. I'll add SAP -UI bootstrap. Then we need to add the URL to the JavaScript file which will initialize the UEFI SDK. So we have it over here. It's in openuefi.hana.ondemand.com/resources/sap-ui-core.js. So I'll copy it. I'll come here and paste it. So this is where the UI5 resources will be loaded from. So we need some additional attributes. So I'll add the next one as data -sap- UI-libs. First, I'll see what are the libraries I want to load. So I need sap.m library by default to be loaded. So let me add data.ui.sap.ui.resource roots. So this is basically the namespace of the application. So the namespace which I am going to give is in.sijas.ufi.app, which means it is currently pointing to the current folder. So anywhere if I use in.sap.ufi.app in this application, it means it is loading the data from the current folder or the files from the current folder. So that is done. So now sap data-sap-ui-theme, which is the default theme. sap-elise is the theme. Now I need data-sap-ui-async. So how I want the modules to be loaded, I want it to be async true. Then data.ui-on in it. So what module I want to be loaded by default. So I'll say I need the module from the folder in/sijas/ui5/app/index. So I am loading a module index. So I need to create the module. So I'll click here, index.js. So in the index.js, I'll be using the sap.ui define syntax, which is nothing but the syntax for loading the modules. So I am loading the module sap-ui-core-mvc-xml view. So this is the module which I'm loading because I am going to instantiate a view. So I'll give XML view and I'll return the instance of XML view. So XML view dot create. I need the view name. I'm not returning it, I'm just creating it. XML view dot create view name, and I'll be giving the name as in.just.ui5.app.landing page. Let me give it as landing page. So that's the view, and once that is created, I call the promise, then it returns me a function with the instance of the view which is being created. So here we created the instance of landing page view. So oview dot plays at content. So this is what we have done. So let's try running it. and we should get an error saying that viewer is not able to find. So it's basically the landing page view is not found. So let's go ahead and create it. So I need a landing page dot view dot xml. So I have the view here. I'll instantiate the view with necessary libraries. So mvc.view, mvc-view, which will be loaded from the xml-ns mvc from sap.ui.core.mvc. So with this, we have created a view. I'll close the MVC view. I've closed it. I'll try loading it. So we'll see the next error, which is that it is able to load the file, but we don't have necessary items in it. So which is like every view need a controller. So I need to provide a controller name here. So what I'm providing is the landing page controller. So landing page, but where it comes from, the landing page comes from in.jas.ui5.app app.landing page. So this point to this folder, and you have it here. Save it and come here, and you can see that there will be an error saying that controller is not able to find. Basically, it's not able to find the controller, that landing page controller. So we'll go and create a controller instance, which is landing page dot controller dot js. So again, I'll be using the SAP syntax, SAP UI define, the AMD syntax, and I just need an instance of a controller, which is from sap/ui/core/mvc/controller. So with this, I'll return an instance of controller by using return controller.extend with the name in.jas. I'll copy it from here. This is the exact name, and an empty object for now. Come here, refresh it. Should be loading the resources. For now, we don't have any errors because we have controller in place. We have the view in place. So let's add some content to the view. So before that, let me add the default namespace xml-ns, which is sap.m. This is the default namespace. Create an app, close the app, create a page, a title, same title, it goes UFI model and bindings. So page, save it, come back, refresh it. I should get a simple page. So in this, we'll create a button. So button and text, let me call it show data, which will be calling on press of it. We will call an on press event, and that's it for now. And on press, we will define that method on press function. What do? We show a toast message. So let's import sap/m/message toast, which is added here. Now let's show a toast message by using message toast dot show, and message is shown. So let's demo it. Let's go and refresh. We will get a button and show data, show message shown. Now we have to create a model. So we need to import a model. So I'm using something called JSON model, which is a client model. So sap/ui/model/json/ JSON model. So we have to instantiate a JSON model into the controller, and we will create it once and we will be using it throughout the application. We may modify it on the run, but we will do some changes. So for that, what I'll do now is I'll override the onInit method, which is the one of the lifecycle method where I'll be able to do the instantiation of JSON model. So I'll go and create var well, let me call mdata, which has been model data, which is a new instance of JSON model. Okay, it creates a new JSON model. So what is required here? We need to provide a JSON, not this guy. This is JSON actor. We need to provide the JSON object. So I'll provide a JSON object and I'll give something called message, which will be a property, and this is a message shown in UI5 demo. So this is my message, and I just created, I need to set it. So this dot get view dot set model, and we will instantiate or assign this model as the default model using set model syntax. We'll come back to our application and we will see no change. 1 second. JSON model is not defined. That is because I have not imported it over here. With this in place, should work. Perfect. And show data, so still message is shown. So how do I make things to show properly? Before that, let me go here and add a text area with a value which is coming from the model, default model / message. So with this, I should be seeing a text area where it shows this one. So I'll just move it above it. Okay, and show data and refresh. So it's in the opposite order. So this is what I have, and maybe I'll give some class for it. So I want some SAP UI margin at begin. Sorry, I have to find the class. So you can find the margin class in your library. It's somewhat similar to what I just wrote. Maybe we'll just search class for CSS. So there are some predefined classes. Okay, we need to specify a size. So I just need some at the beginning. So I need a small margin at the, or medium margin at the begin. So it's, we have to provide SAP UI medium margin begin, which means I'm adding a margin at the beginning of the button, which I got this thing over here. So when I click on it, it shows message is shown, which is still showing the old text. So for that, what I need to do is I need to show the message. So what I'll do is var message equal to this dot get view dot get model. We have used set model. We are using a get model, and I want to get the property message. So how do I get it? I'm saying in the root, I need, there is a property called message. I need that property message. So now I can use this over here. Go back, refresh, and I should see this one. When I click on it, this is being shown here. So what if I change to CJAS? It shows CJAS. So this is what is two-way binding, which means that when I refresh it, initially there is a data in my model, which is message. This is shown message, and when I refresh, it is reflected here due to the binding, which is done over here by saying / message. Now, and when I click show data, the message is picked up by the onPress event using get view, get model, get property message, and shown here. So what happens when I change it? when I change it, the view lets the controller know that there is a change in the data or in the binding, and the controller will internally update the model with the new data. So when I type Sijas is changing data, immediately the data is already updated, and when I click on show data, the new text is shown here. So this is what called two-way binding. So how to make it a one-way binding? So for that, we need to define few settings. So how to find it? Just go to API reference and type JSON model. We get the instance of JSON model, and the constructor is 2. So JSON model OData, and we provide the data, which is what exactly we have done here. JSON model, and we pass the OData. We pass the data object to it. So how to make it a one-way binding? It's pretty simple. You just need to go to the methods and search for binding mode. So there is something called set default binding mode, which comes from the sap.ui.model. So all you need to do is on that JSON object, before setting it to the model, or maybe later in the model, you just need to do mdata.set binding mode and pass the binding mode to it. So what is the binding mode supported? We need one-way binding. So I just need to pass an instance of sap.ui.binding mode. So which I'll do something like this. I don't need one way. I need sap/ui/model/binding mode. I get the instance of binding mode, and I just say binding mode dot one way. As soon as I set it, you don't see any difference here, because when I click it, I haven't changed anything. What if I change something here? You can see that it still shows the old message. That is because now whatever changes you're making in the view is not being reflected in the model, because we have explicitly set the model binding mode as one way. That means it only works in one way. Let's go back to our PPT. So if you look here, we have two-way binding, which you have seen at the starting, where you had some data in the model which was shown in the view. You made some changes in the view which was reflect back to the model, and we have seen the change using the toast message. The second example which I have shown, where you had initially some data in the model and you show that in the view, and you make any changes, there is no arrow back, which means there is no change back to the model. And that sums up our binding. So guys, today we have learned about models. What are the different types of model available in UI5? We have seen XML model, JSON model, OData model, and resource model. We took an example of JSON model and seen how to set the data and how to update the data in the view, how we have done the binding. Also, we have seen how to set the binding mode and make it one-way binding. And we have demoed all the part of the model. So with this, let's sum up for today. So see you in the next video. Thanks.